Hi, we're coming to you live from Start Me Up Hong Kong Conference 2019. We're here today with Charles Ng from investHK. How are you doing today?
Very good, fantastic.
That's
Thank
excellent. So what's sort of your general role at investHK?
I oversee the Innovation, Technology and Entrepreneurship division, which basically looks after attracting companies from all around the world in the verticals of innovation, technology and entrepreneurship, and connecting them with the local stakeholders, and also, of course, building the ecosystem here.
Quite important things, all to do with sort of the Hong Kong environment here. So this is the 2019 conference. What's sort of different about this from the 2018 conference?
Yeah, the government actually has been investing a lot in this whole area of innovation, entrepreneurship, technology, to really foster and develop this whole, all the sectors in health innovation, health tech, AI, robotics, smart manufacturing, as well as fintech, and of course smart city as well. So this week at the Start-ups Festival, we're trying to feature all the various verticals which are very important to the development of Hong Kong's economy, and we are looking forward to helping those startups coming in here to connect with investors, the corporates, as well as the various parts of government and others, other Hong Kong members like the Science Park, Cyberport, and other research institutes and universities here, so that they can leverage on Hong Kong and grow their business from here.
Wow, so they're doing sort of a lot to sort of support the environment here. What sort of specific policies and where do they sort of like put their investments to try and make all of this happen?
Right. The government has actually, the chief executive's policy is really looking at investing over 6.4 billion US dollars to unleash that whole area on innovation technology, in particular AI, robotics, fintech and healthcare. Those are areas, and the smart city as well. We believe that Hong Kong has all the ingredients, whether it is access to new markets. We're surrounded within 5 hours flight by 3.5 billion people, half of the world's population. And with our rapprochement and also agenda with the development of the Greater Bay Area, as you know, we have the speed train connection to Shenzhen and Guangzhou, which takes 45 minutes to Guangzhou, 15 minutes to Shenzhen. And that is a game changer that was actually instigated last November. And we also have the longest sea bridge connection to Macau and Zhuhai, which basically, with that connection, brings us to a proximity of a marketplace of 70 million people, a little bit about 10 times the size of the population of Hong Kong, and basically where there's a need to access for market for new companies and also existing companies that are here, but accessing funding, access production where for those who are into wearables or connected devices, and as well as accessing talent who are used to working with Asia, North Asia like Japan, Korea, but also mainland China and India.
Wow. So we're really sort of starting to build the environment. So in terms of 2018, did we see any sort of big changes and developments into the in the startup environment?
Yeah, we've seen, when we started in 2013, a program called Start Me Up Hong Kong, there were 3 co-work space here, Science Park, Cyberport, and then a private company called SVC. And then now we have over 100 plus innovation labs, accelerator programs, incubation programs, all done by the private sector. And one of the 3 things that we've seen really happening in the last 12 months is really an engagement with large corporations. So the likes of, I'll name a couple of examples, the likes of Siemens setting up their platform here in Smart City, the likes of Hitachi doing the co-creation platform, the likes of Alibaba, SenseTime doing AI, and so on. And we've seen a lot of the corporates getting involved. For example, this week we have the Nanfeng group, which is basically, they launched the mills in December to do the lifestyle design tech as well as fashion tech. And also the Peninsula group, the Kaleidoscope platform, which is connecting everything about hotel you can think of, the hotel experience. And also have people like Lane Crawford Group that has done their platform for connecting retail tech. So we see across the board, not only, and also Lian Feng, for example, in supply chain. So we have large corporations from overseas, from mainland China, but also from locally, that have engaged and putting resources, time and money to invest into the development and connection with innovative startups. But also the other factor, in addition to corporate ventures, we're also seeing a lot of very exciting investors coming into play. So third generation, the first generation are the founders of businesses. They're in their 90s and 80s, and the second generation in their 60s and 70s. But the third generation in their late 20s and mid 30s to early 40s are now really getting involved, investing into startups, from seed to pre-seed to VCs and angel investing, all the way to private equity. And also IPO. And so we believe that Hong Kong has all the ingredients for scale-ups and startups looking for access to funding, access to new markets, access to production, and also access to talent who can speak all the languages, English, Mandarin, and Cantonese, and connect them with the stakeholders in India, in Southeast Asia, in North Asia, Hong Kong, and Japan, of course, and Korea, and mainland China. And this whole ecosystem is really getting one of the most vibrant ones in the world, because we believe that it is a very unique situation where you have we can actually provide that platform access to funding. The other very exciting things we've seen happening is that countries are putting their country pavilions, what we call country platforms here. For example, the Nordic Innovation House set up last November here in Hong Kong, bringing in all the Nordic countries, ecosystem players here. And we're seeing a lot of other countries actually getting on the bandwagon, putting their platforms to bring in their startups and scale-ups using Hong Kong to grow their business.
Oh, amazing. So seeing over the last 5 years, it sounds like things have gone from very small to just a great environment. And in 2019, is there just anything you really, really hope to see?
Yeah, more unicorns. We have now, in the last 5 years, we've had 6 unicorns really popping up, and we expect a couple of more this year. And actually the integration where the exciting things about where the corporates are getting involved, the investors getting involved, the university is getting involved. I think in 2019 you're going to hear a lot of the collaborations with universities. We're going to make some big announcements the second half of the year, where some of the world-class universities are collaborating with the local universities to bring in their innovation platforms here for ideation to commercialization and research.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for your time. And for everyone else out there, please like and subscribe to our channel. We'll be here all week. Hope to see you then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.